Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're like me, you're always on the lookout for what could be the next big move in the NFL, especially when it involves the Giants. And right now, there's a lot of buzz around a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC East landscape. We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, who are apparently willing to part ways with one of their top wide receivers, Tee Higgins, and the New York Giants, who are actively looking to bolster their offense after a somewhat tumultuous 2023 season. This isn't just a rumor. Sources like Adam Schefter have indicated that this move could be in the works, and it's fascinating to analyze what it could mean for both teams, and more specifically, for the Giants' Super Bowl ambitions. Let's start by breaking down who Tee Higgins is and why he's such an attractive target. Higgins, wearing jersey number 77, is not just any receiver. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, which already speaks volumes about his talent and consistency. Over his career, he's hauled in 428 receptions for over 0 yards and scored 42 touchdowns. That's an impressive stat line for a player who's still relatively young in his NFL journey. His yards per reception, about 14. 0 show his ability to stretch the field, and with a catch rate of 64.2%, he's reliable when it counts. Even in the 2025 season, despite the Bengals' struggles, Higgins has shown flashes of his elite talent, with 32 catches for 452 yards and 4 touchdowns over just 6 games, even after a shoulder injury in Week 4. His YAC, yards after catch, averaging around 4.2, proves he's not just a deep threat but also a shifty receiver who can gain extra yardage after the catch, making him a versatile weapon. Now, why would Cincinnati consider trading Higgins? Well, the Bengals are in a bit of a crossroads. Their defense has been leaking points, allowing around 23 points per game this season, and with Joe Burrow battling injuries, they're looking to rebuild quickly. Their record sits at 3-4 as of October 2025, and they're clearly in a phase of reassessment. Cincinnati's defense is struggling, especially with their secondary and pass rush, and the front office is trying to free up cap space, around $12 million, to make extensions or bring in reinforcements. Plus, there's a certain skepticism about Browning's EPA per pass, which is at -0.10, indicating they might need more stability and playmaking from their secondary. All these factors point toward a possible rebuild, and trading Higgins could be part of that plan, especially if they get a solid return. And that return? Well, the Giants are reportedly interested and could offer a second-round pick in the 2026 draft along with cornerback Deonte Banks. Banks, who's been showing flashes of brilliance himself, is a promising young cornerback with the potential to lock down receivers on the outside. Adding Banks to the secondary immediately boosts their pass defense, which has been a concern at times this season. The Giants, on the other hand, are in a different phase. After a couple of seasons where their offense struggled to find consistency, they're now looking for a true game-changer at wide receiver. They've been dealing with injuries and inconsistencies at the position, especially after losing Hyatt and Thompson to IR. Neighbors has been a bright spot, but Higgins would elevate the entire passing game, giving Daniel Jones a reliable target who can make contested catches and stretch defenses vertically. Imagine what this could do for the Giants' offense. Higgins, with his profile and production, could be projected to surpass 100 yards and 10 touchdowns in a full season with the Giants. That's a game-changer, especially when paired with the development of Daniel Jones. Reports suggest that Higgins could boost the Giants' EPA per pass from around 0.18 to an impressive 0.21, meaning more efficient and explosive plays down the field. His yards per route run, currently about 2 would also see a significant increase, making the offense more dynamic and unpredictable. Plus, Higgins' ability to win contested catches, similar to what we see with players like DK Metcalf, would add a new dimension to the Giants' passing attack, giving them a real deep threat and red zone target. This kind of upgrade could push the Giants' scoring average closer to 25 points per game, which would be a massive boost for their playoff chances. Let's not forget the impact on the secondary. Adding Banks and Higgins would give the Giants a much-needed boost, especially against NFC opponents like the Eagles. Their table shows that Higgins can create separation about 2-3 yards more than neighbors on average and targets deep passes roughly 9% more often. That kind of separation and targeting efficiency could be the difference in tight games, especially in high-stakes matchups. And speaking of high stakes, the Giants' Super Bowl odds are showing some interesting shifts. Initially pegged at plus 5,000, recent predictions have moved them to plus 2,500, reflecting increased confidence in their potential if they make this move. They'd also become a real X-factor in the playoffs, with a projected 19% increase in their chances of beating the Eagles, their division rivals and perennial contenders. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this trade could be a pivotal moment for the Giants. It's reminiscent of the bold moves they made in 2022, when they took chances on players and trades that paid off in the long run. Even if Cincinnati is doubtful about making an immediate impact, the Giants see this as their chance to accelerate their rebuild and push toward a playoff run. Higgins' veteran presence, combined with Banks' upside, could set the stage for a more competitive, explosive offense that keeps defenses on their heels and makes the Giants a serious threat in the NFC. Of course, there are questions. Will Cincinnati bite? Can Higgins stay healthy and replicate his previous form after the shoulder injury? Is the Giants' defense ready to take the next step with Banks at corner? But what's clear is that this potential trade is about more than just acquiring a star receiver. It's about strategic moves that could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come. The Giants have shown they're willing to be aggressive, and this move could be a sign that they're aiming higher than ever before, not just to compete, but to contend. The NFC East is fierce, but with players like Higgins and Banks, the Giants could shake up the division and challenge the status quo, setting themselves up for a deep playoff push and maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, folks, this trade rumor is more than just speculation. It's a potential game changer. The Giants are clearly looking to make a statement, and acquiring T. Higgins would be a bold step in that direction. It's about building an offense that can match the best in the league, about giving Daniel Jones the weapons he needs to succeed, and about positioning the Giants as serious contenders in a highly competitive NFC. The Bengals, on the other hand, are taking a different route, rebuilding, retooling, and perhaps preparing for a different future. But for us Giants fans, this potential move sparks hope. Hope that we're not just circling the drain, but aiming for a breakthrough, a season where everything clicks and we make a real run at that elusive Super Bowl. So keep an eye on this story. It's unfolding, and it could define the next chapter for the New York Giants. And remember, I'll be here every step of the way, bringing you the latest updates, analysis, and insights. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of what could be an exciting new era for our team. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. Do you think this trade makes sense? Are you excited about the potential impact Higgins and Banks could have? Or do you think Cincinnati should hold on to their players and rebuild differently? Whatever your thoughts, I want to hear them. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news. Keep supporting the team, keep the passion alive, and let's see how this story unfolds. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Giants.